Okay, hello and welcome to the channel. This video is not financial advice, as always, and if you like the content, consider subscribing. So now guys, we've got SUI on a weekly time frame. Let's talk about technicals short term firstly, and later we are going to see what we can expect from SUI at the peak of this bull cycle, because I believe that we still haven't seen the peak, right? So the first thing is that SUI did, a violent move towards the upside. We cannot definitely deny that. SUI saw the lows of 46 cents and at the moment is trading at $1.95, right? If I can see properly, yes I can. So SUI basically smashed through this level 0.786 Fibonacci extension zone, and at level one, a lot of profits are being taken. I mean, a lot of traders are taking the profits, and that's also coincide, as you guys can clearly see, with previous all-time highs for SUI. So first of all, I do believe that SUI is going to see much more significant upside in a longer term, let's say couple of weeks, towards Q4, etc. But short term, let's actually have a look at very short term at the time of recording this video, of course. And now guys, as you can clearly see, even on 4 hourly, this move is quite violent, right? Let me just remove these. So stochastic RSI is basically at the ceiling, right, at level almost 100, right? So that's pretty much kind of normal, I guess, if SUI is going to retest this level of support, that is $1.85. And then probably bounce back, right, and build up more momentum, right? So that's what I think might gonna happen. On a daily, stochastic RSI is showing significant upside. However, on a weekly, stochastic RSI is in this overheated zone, as you guys can clearly see, right? So scenario number one is that obviously the momentum is very strong for SUI, right? So probably a little bit of a pullback and then probably creating massive waves, right? But considering where we are in this cycle, well, if BTC is going to see major pullback again, then of course that's going to pull back the price of altcoins down with it too, right? But if Bitcoin is going to behave itself, I believe that SUI is going to see the strength. So short term for SUI, on a daily time frame, we see that lots of people are longing SUI, right? SUI on Binance, perpetual contract, and well, many people are actually doing this with 50x leverage. And now looking at BTC guys, on a daily on Binance, this is how much of liquidity is there to pretty much grab if the price is going to pull back towards the downside for, well, BTC. We can clearly see that, the price is in here, right? So if the price is going to go towards the downside, that's going to be, that liquidity grab, right, that I just mentioned about. And for SUI, let me find the SUI is lagging behind, and it's just grabbing this liquidity in here and then probably pull back towards the downside, just like it's more kind of clear for BTC right now, right? Let's actually have a look at BTC's chart very quickly, and let's see if we can, confirm it on BTC's chart, right? So yes, guys, on a 4 hourly time frame, you see that stochastic RSI is at, overheated level basically, and BTC might gonna see a very short term little pullback, again, this liquidity grab. And also one thing, SUI is currently at number 19 in terms of market cap, right? So looking at the chart that is basically, macro chart that is responsible for, let's say, SUI's move, is going to be total crypto market cap that's excluding top 10, well, let's say on a 4 hourly now, guys. So even 4 hourly is basically showing us that this stochastic RSI is basically going towards the downside pretty much. Sooner or later we could see another, short-term dip, let's say to levels of 217 billion, 4 billion. That's obviously distributed across all altcoins, well, besides top 10, of course, right? However, guys, long-term picture, right? Let me actually switch it to the weekly time frame. Well, stochastic RSI most likely soon is going to see some pullback on a weekly, and obviously short term we could see some turbulence, but long term, guys, you see how much of a potential we still have. I do believe that this is something we have to remember. So now, guys, the market is sitting at 43 neutral, and also the whole market is pretty much pumping, right? Obviously Bitcoin saw a little bit of a pump, and the whole family of crypto is pretty much happy. So that was all short term, guys. This is all short term. Even if the price of BTC and SUI is going to pull back, this is all short term in my opinion, day to whatever, right? But obviously what I've just showed you, that was just 24 hours. Now guys, let's have a look at, longer term outlook. So you saw 50x in the thumbnail. So guys, that will be possible if huge huge FOMO is going to kick in, but obviously we are going to look at every single scenario. So let's pull back a calculator and let's have a look, guys, right? So 5.3 times 50, that's $265 billion in terms of market cap evaluation that Sui would have to achieve in order to do 50x, right? So basically the price of Sui at this point would have to be at, well, almost $100, right? If I'm not mistaken, one more time, 1.95 times 50, right? So that's 97.5x. So guys, is that possible? Well, with huge FOMO, maybe, considering the fact that Sui is basically ruled by people that know how to advertise the best, that could potentially be, you know, possible. However, I would like to go back to the past and look at Cardano and what Cardano did in the last cycle, right? So Cardano basically, you know, was worth, let's say, 1.2 billion USD, right? And then it created this huge wave. It went to 5 billion, well, 5.1 billion, as you guys can see. I hope you can. So later it was going sideways, right? A little bit of a pullback, and then another huge wave up to upwards of 10.5, well, almost 10 billion USD, right? 9.5, and then a little bit of a sideways price action, as you guys can clearly see here, right? Going slowly towards the upside, and then huge violent pump towards the upside, 40 billion, and then Cardano achieved $91 billion in terms of market cap evaluation at the peak, right? And that was just with the promise of smart contracts. Now let's have a look at Solana, right? So Solana is pretty much very similar. So we've got what, 970 million, there we got 1.1 mil, and let's say upwards of 6 billion USD in terms of market cap evaluation, right? And that was just a beginning, because Solana basically created the second wave towards 11 billion USD, and then a little bit of a, you know, downward momentum, and then huge volatile wave towards the upside, and Solana saw $71 billion in terms of market cap evaluation, right? So now let's meet in the middle, and let's say we can do 80 billion USD in terms of market cap evaluation as a realistic price prediction, basically, right? So we've got 80. So now guys, 80, that would be 15x. 15x times 5.3, 15x for Sui, that's 79.5 billion USD, healthy 15x. So now let's do 195 times 15. This, I believe, is very realistic price for Sui. Of course, it can be much more. I could be very wrong. Please remember that this video is not financial advice. However, I'll probably gonna be taking profits at, let's say, 8 or 10x before all of this FOMO kick in, right? And then leave the portion, you know, towards the moonshot. And of course, you have to remember that this all is coincided with global liquidity index that is yet to be increased towards Q4 of this year, and of course throughout the whole year of 2025, I believe. That's it, what I've got for you today. I hope that you have guys enjoyed, and I wish you having a great day. Peace and love, crypto.